Hey y'all, I want to get on here and show you a new product we have coming your way. So we have the student planners, our pre-made ones. Those got a facelift this year. And stick around tomorrow, I will give you a walkthrough of how they're different. But what I wanted to show you today was this product here that comes in a binder. This is our new record keeper. So you're going to get the record keeper that goes with your student planner. You don't have to buy both. This is a separate option. But check out what it's got in here. So this is for mom to keep, parents to keep all the records of documenting their student's school year inside this binder. And it comes with these 5 tabs. When you get them, I won't write on them. I'll let you do that. Your handwriting's probably prettier than mine. But here's a sample of what you can do with the tabs. In between each section, there is a cover sheet anyway, so you'll know what to write on the tabs when you get them. But let me walk you through this binder and what exactly it has in it. So the first section we have is planning. When you flip it open, you get the copyright page. You're going to see a table of contents, which is super helpful. And this is just a long list of everything that's inside this binder. So right behind the planning tab, the first thing you're going to see, mind you, this book is for our younger students, our Scout and Discovery students. So there's our homeschool overview where you can write your school name, your date, state, and law requirements. There's a big box here so you can take notes on all the laws and requirements. Also, feel free to add in pages if you print stuff from your state's website. Then there's a self-evaluation. You're going to evaluate last year. So this is great to get started using this before the school year even starts. Sit down with your child and go through what went well, what didn't go well, and what changes you already know you want to make. If you would like, you can even make a copy of this and you can have your student fill one out from a student perspective, and you can fill one out from mom's perspective, from a parent perspective. That would be beneficial too. There's a secondary page preparing for the current year of the self-evaluation. So it's taking everything that you evaluated and now turning it into things you want to focus on, brainstorming things that you want to do this year, skills you want to learn in hobby list, and then identifying what your needs are to succeed in those things that you want to change this year. Then you have a page for the school year vision board. It's a graph page that you can use as you please. Then you have the academic year plan. It's pretty detailed, but you can put your student photo here, student snapshot, put the info, academic year motto, which I think is adorable, subject-specific academic goals, and there's some blank spots. So there's the core subjects here and then blank spots so you can add in what you guys want, and a course plan for your subjects, curriculum choices, and you can start breaking it down, number of lesson days per week. So super helpful for mom. And then the academic year plan continued, second page, additional resources, literature list, field trip ideas, community involvement activities. So here's a huge brainstorm for mom too to help get ready for planning. And then detailed course information. You can use this when you're doing your research, or you can use it to just list the more detailed layout of what you actually chose for your student. I use this when doing my research so I can keep track of all the things I'm looking at. Then you have the semester 1 coursework breakdown. So when you pick out your curriculums, you start breaking them down into the first half and second half of the school year. So here's semester 1. There's a blank grid for you to use. You can go by months and subjects or something like that, vice versa, however it works well for your homeschooling. And then there's the semester 2. So you're breaking down the year. You're starting to break down those big giant curriculum books that you got. Then you have the 4-year plan. Excuse me. So a lot of times, for homeschoolers or not, even public schoolers, we have plans, right? We know electives we want to take. Maybe in a few years, we know for sure we're trying to work our kids towards a certain curriculum or a certain class level, AP classes, whatever they are. You start listing your ideas and plans in here. It's a 4-year layout just to help you start thinking ahead. Or maybe you like a curriculum, but it doesn't start until 6th grade level. So that's not for a couple years. You can put that in here to remember that you wanted to get towards that curriculum. And then you have a class schedule Monday through Friday. You can just fill out to keep track of what their classes were like, what schedule they kept throughout the school year. Weekly routines. This is for changing routines during maybe different seasons or different times of the school year, when you have certain extracurricular special events or even vacations and school breaks. So kids can keep up with their routines even when things change throughout the year. You can plan for that ahead. Then you have the daily routine checklist. This is for the younger students, so it has a morning, afternoon, and evening time block. And then you can write what the chore responsibility is, and you can check what days of the week they're supposed to do it. Or you can have them check, you can laminate, make a copy and laminate, and have them check each day when they do it. That's how that works. Chore planning, again, this works great for mom, writing down all the chores that you want them to do regularly, and then later on helping them plug this into their student planner. And there's a chore chart. This comes in the student planner, but this is also great to keep a copy. Again, remember, this is a record keeper. So it's really amazing to look back in so many years and remember what their chore chart looked like in 3rd grade and what they were doing, what they were responsible for, and just how they've grown over the years. And then chore zones, that's a popular one that friends love. So that's another page. Let's see, we have these SMART goals for students, and this is our layout for our young students. This helps them set goals for the school year and think of some good goals they can set. And then this is our young student goal breakdown. Helps them break down those big steps into small ones and get ready for the school year and planning those things out. Again, break it into monthly goals and those into weekly goals. We've got 2 of these, so 12 months total, depending on how long of a school year you maintain. Then your next tab is the records. So let me show you what's in this tab. For our young students, we have an All About Me backpack, super cute to have them do at the beginning of the school year. There's a QR code that takes you to a PDF that tells you what you can put in each of these boxes, or maybe you want to let your kid just have some free reign and put what they want inside these spaces. But this is a little art project for the beginning of the school year and a keepsake. And then you have an attendance record. You fill in the months and mark the days as you go. There's praising progress. This is our great teacher resource or parent homeschooling resource. You're recognizing student name for whatever achievement, and you write the date, and you fill in all of these bubbles with their achievements throughout the school year. It is a great little chart to keep to remember all of their accomplishments. Then you have the student reading log, the field trip log, and a field trip form. This form is great to use on field trips or before for planning field trips. It has a section at the bottom, what did you learn? It starts all the way from mom planning what is the focus and goals and where are we going, down to what did you learn. So this is great to keep. You can also make copies and put more in your binder. Then we have a grade tracker. You can use multiple subjects on one sheet, or we have included 4 sheets of this, so you can use one for each of the core subjects, and again, you can make more copies if you want. Plenty of space for assignments and score throughout the page. Then you have the semester report card, and there are 2 of these. So this is your records for keeping track of your school year. So we have 2 of these semester report cards, and then we have an annual transcript, and this is for you to keep track of what your students doing and keep your records crisp and clean and all in one place. Your next tab is the calendar. And inside that tab, see, I'm trying to do this with one hand. Oh, okay. So you have 2 of these layouts. It just says annual calendar at the top. There are a total of 12 months. You can use these pages as you like. If you would like to use this for a layout of your academic school year, and you can color code it where your breaks are and You can also use this for attendance if you like that better. So these are just two copies. You can use them however works for you in your homeschooling. There is an academic year calendar here, and you can mark whatever month you start with, and they go all the way down to 31 days each month. So whichever layout you prefer, you can use those. Then there's the annual overview. So we have 12 months. This is where a good place to keep notes of weather changes, field trip plans, camping trips, family vacations, special events. All the things go here to help you planning out your months, which months are going to be more busy versus the others. And then you have a 6 month, so you can break it down even more if you want, and you've got 2 copies of that for a total of 12 months. Next, you have the extras tab. Behind there, you're going to find course plan suggestions. So these are just some ideas of things that you can study under the core 4 subjects. Then there's an alternative approach, some ideas for holistic learning. And there's a ton of ideas on here on how to incorporate those things into your homeschooling if you're interested in that. Comprehensive skills development, again, this is for the young ones. So this is adjusted to help younger students. We're talking about personal development skills, emotional intelligence, self-awareness and reflection, goal setting, resilience and adaptability. These are things that are great for young ones to start learning, and it gives you ideas and comments on how to start incorporating these things in your schooling. Then we have life skills, time management and organization. Starting with the school planner is my #1 recommendation, but then we also have interpersonal skills, practical, career readiness, health and wellness, teaching them about physical activity and their body, even from a young age. Soft skills and hard skills is the last part. This goes into leadership, problem solving, communication. We have language, technical, academic, and vocational. So there is a ton here as homeschool parents, or even if your student is not in homeschool, these record keepers are still beneficial to just keep track of your child's development over the years and have something to look back on, something that will last you a long time with these sturdy binders. Create your own course. So we have a 2-page layout here that you can use if you would like to create your own course using living books and maybe some unit studies and things like that. This helps you get all your thoughts and ideas together and create your own course on a topic of your choice. Then we have the acts of kindness, which includes things that are relevant for young students, and they can add their own ideas. This is great. It goes in accord with the student planners. There is a space inside the student planners each week for them to write down their act of kindness for the week. And then focus time, this is a great layout for them to figure out how to spend their time wisely. It's a good reference. Password tracker, of course, all those logins, keep them here. And then lastly, we have a couple of notes pages. There's the samples tabs. There is a sample checklist right here. You can write what subject, and you can make this a check mark. You can put a date, whatever you want in this box. But there's a reminder here to keep a sample from the beginning of the year, the end of the year, and then potentially maybe even a student choice. And you can write what the subject is, mark that you have those things, and everything will go right in here in the back of your binder. The record keeper will come in a 1-inch binder of a bright color. Could be any one of these. And that is our record keeper, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.